You're watching Hardcore Collective.
We out like that. Boom.
We are Sleepwalkers HC.
That really just happened.
Redo.
All right, no, that's going in. So go through and say what you do in the band and what your name is.
Gilbert, play guitar.
John, drums.
Although I play bass.
Nate, vocals.
Lucas, I'm the ultimate roadie.
I'm Anthony, I play guitar.
All right, and how long have you guys been a band, and how did the band get started?
1 year.
Me and Aldo, we had an idea of starting a band. I was originally supposed to be on vocals. He was supposed to be on bass, and we found John. We used to play in a band called Inert. We played together, and we called him up. We started jamming, and pretty much Nate moved in. He moved on a lot closer to us, so we asked him if he wanted to jam with us, and then we knew Anthony for a while. He used to play in another band from our area, and then
Yeah, we had a couple other guitar players that flaked out on us.
yeah, we got him aboard, and we just went from there. Started playing, wrote some songs, and we recorded a demo with Taylor from Twitching Tongues.
Young Brothers Recording. Hit it up.
All right, where do the name Sleepwalkers come from?
I sleepwalk a lot and really bad. And I don't know, we were like thinking of a band name for like a month. We couldn't think of anything. And then
We thought about something, we couldn't agree on anything.
yeah, Aldo actually came up with the name Noose, and that ended up being a pretty cool straight edge band, so I'm glad we didn't use that name. But yeah, I never knew how much I sleepwalked until I moved in with my girlfriend, and then she told me. I was thinking, I'm like, man,
Can you
sleepwalking
confirm
is-
or deny this sleepwalking?
I can confirm it 100%. He has scared the shit out of me.
But yeah, we were just thinking of a name, and I was like, yeah, Sleepwalkers is kind of cool, so I ran it by them, and they were into it, so that's the name of it.
Nice. All right, we'll go around, and each of you give me like a little insight as to how you got into hardcore and the bands that really influenced you when you were younger.
Who's gonna go first? Aldo's like, fuck. I started off listening to like a lot of punk, like Subhumans, Partisans. I went to my first show when I was 12. I saw Black Flag and the Benefit for Cats reunion tour, so that was pretty big impact on them. Made me want to play guitar, and that's pretty much. Then I started learning about bands like Minor Threat. I'm straight edge now because of bands like that, and then yeah, I mean, I met a lot of people, so I started listening to a lot of more local bands like Piece by Piece, Terror, around the time that I was coming up, Carry On, stuff like that. So that definitely impacted the stuff that I write now and play now.
In high school I was into like really metal bands, like Sepultura and like Slayer and shit. And then once I got in like 12th grade, I started getting into AFI and like all that punk stuff. And then I started playing drums after I got out, and then met up with this guy, Dan from Inert, and just started getting into more punk bands, playing shows at the Cobalt. And that's just kind of basically how I met everybody here. Just going from the Cobalt for years and just getting into more hardcore and, you know, playing shows and getting into fucking awesome music, you know. That's about it.
Alright. So, I've been skating since I was like in 5th grade. So, when I used to skate, Jim Greco, he had a Minor Threat song in one of his parts, and he also had a Black Flag song in one of his parts. And I ended up just really liking those two songs. So, what I ended up doing, my older brother was into punk, and he had Minor Threat and Black Flag CDs, so I ended up just taking CDs from like this little collection that he had in his room and just listening to it. I just started off with like Black Flag and like Minor Threat, a lot of NoFX, just punk, and then all my friends from school that I was with, they were into hardcore, a little bit more heavier stuff though, like Terror, things like that. And slowly, like at first I didn't really like it, but then I started catching on, and it just, ever since then, it just really grasped my interest. And pretty much I'm one of the only ones that, out of all those dudes, that still listens to hardcore and did anything with it, so that's about it. And ever since then, I just love it.
When I was like 12, I used to skateboard with the kids in my neighborhood, and I went to like a Warehouse Music, and I told the people there that I wanted skateboard music. I didn't know what punk rock was, and they were playing Bad Religion over the loudspeaker, So I was like, I want the CD. So they went and like checked out what CD it was. It was Bad Religion, Stranger Than Fiction. And then so that's the first CD I bought. And then I started listening to like Bad Religion and Pennywise and like AFI. And then when I was in junior high, I got like really into metal, like Slipknot and like Mudvayne, like new metal. And then I started like going through that, and I bought Hatebreed, Perseverance, because I thought it was a metal CD. And then started getting into hardcore. Bought Terror, One with the Underdogs, and then like that's what really got me into hardcore was Terror and Hatebreed. And then through high school, when I was like 15, I started going to like local shows. And when I was 17, I started going to like Chain Reaction. And that's how I got into the scene.
First I got into punk. I was really into that, and I wasn't really straight edge when I was younger. I started listening to punk when I was like 14, and then what was the first band I listened to? It's really hard. Like first hardcore band.
You do it.
I did. It was probably Throwdown, and like it's kind of cheesy, but I got into straight edge from that.
Throwdown's fucking hard.
That was actually the first show I've ever went to. It was Throwdown, It Dies Today, Cold War, and fucking, I think The Chariot played. It was pretty cool, but like going to that show like really just got me into like hardcore, like straight edge and all that stuff, and then eventually I turned vegan, and now I'm just into like really like stoner metal. So I'm kind of 180. But yeah, I got into hardcore like everybody else, really, just listening to punk.
Nice. All right, so do you guys have like a favorite show or a favorite memory so far in the year being in the band?
Last Sunday was pretty awesome for us. We played with Terror, Trapped Under Eyes, Stick to Your Guns, Your Demise, and Close Your Eyes, I believe. And that show was pretty they were being sold out, and it was one of the bigger shows for us. And yeah, it was in our hometown. That's where we're from, so it's pretty cool to actually see something like see a show like that bring out so many kids and notice that more kids are getting into our band. So that was a pretty good memory for me personally.
I'm gonna have to actually agree with this guy because I've been going to the Cobalt since I was like 15, 16 years old, and like I've seen First Blood at the Cobalt. I've seen like that band Himza, remember Himza, that metal band? I saw Himza where they were nothing at the Cobalt.
That band's cool.
And they're huge now, like they're getting huge, and like after about 5 years, everyone talks shit on the Cobalt. Oh, the Cobalt sucks, and this and that. People that I've seen go to the Cobalt were there at this Terror show, and it was cool to see like what he said. People actually come out to like a really really cool band, and play a fucking cool show. That's probably my favorite.
Mine would probably have to be Sound Fury 06. It was, I was like 16 years old, and it was the first Sound Fury, and it was pretty sweet, like great lineup, and I didn't even think I was gonna go. And my friend Willie, his parents went out of town, and his parents went out of town, so we took their car. None of us had licenses or anything, but me and a couple of my other friends took their car, and we just stayed out there the whole weekend and just went to Sound Fury, and it was like the coolest thing ever. And from there, I saw maybe like 15 bands that I, to this day, love. So it was pretty sweet, and that's probably like one thing that really gave me that bump to really just go to shows and just want to start a band. And now this year, my band's playing it, which is pretty cool. I never thought it to the day that would happen.
Yeah, I think like any Terror show is like my favorite memory. I don't know, that band kills it like every single time they play. But other than that, I'd have to agree with Aldo. Sound and Fury 2006 was awesome. I used to listen to like a lot of hardcore bands like Champion and stuff like that, but I didn't know how deep it actually went until I went to the Sound and Fury 2006, and it like opened my eyes to like all the fucking hardcore bands there, because I was kind of like in between like metalcore and hardcore, and then like going to the Sound and Fury was like, it just like completely like changed my whole mindset. Like I don't think I went to like a metalcore show after that. I was like, it was just, there was nothing like it. So I think that was probably like my best memory of hardcore.
What's my favorite show?
What was that Sound Fury where Ludak played? I think not the first one.
Second one.
The second
Oh,
one. It was in.
Ow!
It was
Can't hit me.
9.
Yeah,
It was 09.
I fucking hate cats, by the way.
When he
Fuck
smashed
cats.
the Martinelli's bottle on his head.
Yeah.
Yeah, 09.
That was probably my favorite. Like start to finish, it was like pretty amazing. That I don't know. Just like seeing that blood come out of his like head. It was pretty awesome.
Tyler.
Like it was fucking great. Like I've never seen anybody do that in like the hardcore scene, so I'm just like, fuck, it's awesome.
Don't try that at home.
I-
Unless you want 15 staples in your head.
I'm like 15, but no, that was really fun. It was the most fun I've ever had at like a show or an event or a fest or anything.
All right. So, where did you guys record the demo? And give me like a little brief overview of how it was recording.
We recorded both our demos with Taylor Young at Young Bros. He has a studio at his house, and he's done World of Pain. He did that was the band that he like started with. It was Evolva, Rotting Out, Minus, and like he just progressively Expired. Yeah, he just keeps progressively getting better and better. And like Rotting Out Street Prowl is it's amazing. It's like
Make sure you check
That sounds really.
it's like any like.
If you're from California, you'll love it.
Yeah, it's like any high quality like studio, and it's amazing that he can do it in his garage. But yeah, check out Rotting Out, Street Proud.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Pretty much, I took like good like 2 weeks. I wrote some of the stuff at home, and then we all got together, started working on it, and then we recorded it all in one day. Did drums, guitar, and then we recently just dropped a 2011 demo, which has 3 songs on it, so you can download that on our Facebook. We also did that with Taylor, so that's just a little taste of the new stuff that we're gonna have coming out on an LP sometime this fall. EP, sorry.
I've actually never recorded with these guys.
Yes.
He joined the band a little later.
Yeah, I joined the band a little later than when they recorded again. Like I didn't know about it. I think.
We didn't release. We recorded the last demo that we just released. We recorded it
Last
almost
summer.
a year ago.
Yeah, it was like in August almost.
Yeah, it was almost a year ago. We just never put vocals, and we weren't sure if we were gonna use them.
We were originally gonna do a 7-inch sooner, and then like I don't know, as we kept playing, we just realized that we'd grown stronger as a band. That those songs weren't like up to the caliber that we wanted to put on like a 7-inch, but we still liked them a lot, so that's why we decided to do a demo and then focus on writing a really good 7-inch.
And we have probably a little bit more than half of that down. The new 7 inches coming out.
It
I
should
think
be.
we have 3 or 4 songs, and they're really good.
We're shooting like for fall or winter.
Nice. Any big shows or tours in your guys' future?
We're touring with Crucified and Incendiary starting July 16th. We're going to do a bunch of California dates, Pomona, Fresno, Sacramento, San Francisco, and Garden Grove, and then we're also going to hit Reno. So that
Leading
we're
to
really
Sound and Fury.
yeah, it's a week before Sound and Fury, and we're really excited about that. Those bands are really awesome, and yeah, it should be a good time.
Sweet. All right. Well, any shout outs or thank yous you guys want to throw out at the end here?
I want to do my other band, Slave. Me and John are in another band called Slave.
Yeah, that band's awesome. If you like fucking hard music, like Nails and From Ashes Rise and like Black Breath, you'll love Slave. They're fucking
Yeah.
cool.
All our friends' bands, Minority Unit, Downpresser, Minus, Ruckus,
Soul Search.
Soul Search, Alpha and Omega, Terror,
Check
Just My
out
Peace.
Focus Minds and check out Swamp Thing.
Check out Taylor Young and you get recorded.
Yeah, Taylor Young and Colin and Joey Cahill.
Odd Future.
Fuck you. Get the fuck out of here. Who invited this kid?
6131 Records.
Yeah.
6131.
They've helped us out a lot, and
Hellfish.
Hellfish, Mike Hellfish is awesome. If you want awesome printing, go to Mike Hellfish.
Make sure you check out the Rotting Out Street Prowl.
And Cold as Lucas.
Go to Santa Fe and act Cold as Lucas.
Yeah,
Road Dog Extraordinaire.
I'm pretty awesome.
Awesome. Well, thanks for doing this interview, guys.
Thank you.